Welcome to day 7 of the 7 days of calming anxiety. Find a comfortable position with a relaxed yet wakeful posture. Settle in, close your eyes, and allow the spine to be tall. Over the last week, we've explored various techniques to work with anxiety. Although meditation isn't the time to psychoanalyze, it's the perfect time to still our minds, break reactivity, and create space for clarity. From that place, we gain perspective and are better able to deal with our emotions. We're also able to look at our relationship to anxiety. Some of us respond to anxiety with denial or resistance. Others experience anger, shame, or fear. There's nothing wrong with any of these emotions, but they do have a tendency to shut us down rather than open us. Therefore, a lovely technique we can bring to the experience of anxiety is loving kindness. What would happen if instead of fearing anxiety, instead of resisting it, we met it with an open heart? What if we approached our discomfort with kindness and compassion? Today, we'll practice in this way. Start by noticing any parts of your body that need attention. Let your forehead be smooth, the eyes soft and smiling. And take a few full, deep breaths to settle in to this moment. As you breathe, focus your attention on the area of your heart. Breathe mindfully into this area, offering yourself feelings of warmth and friendliness. Fill your heart with compassion, accepting yourself exactly as you are in this moment. All your feelings and emotions, your physical body. Breathe deeply and fully. Then return your breath to normal, letting it be light and easy. Follow the breath, observing how each inhalation is followed by the next. Each breath has a beginning and an ending. And now, let your attention move through your body to explore what's going on for you right now. If you notice any parts that feel tight, or if you notice any emotions that feel locked or strong, extend loving kindness into those areas. We'll start with the top of your head, bringing awareness to your head and face. Feel a softness spreading through the forehead, temples, and eyes. Bring a soft smile to the lips, and relax the jaw. Then note what's happening in the area of your neck and shoulders. And if there's tightness here, bring compassionate awareness to this area and see if it releases any tension. Then drop your focus into the length of your arms, hands, and fingers. Sensing any tingling or itching, pulsing or throbbing. Feeling into all the sensation here. And just let loving kindness flow through the arms, hands, and fingers. Observe your torso now, drawing the breath into the upper back and the area of the chest. Observing your lungs expand and contract. Opening the heart. And if you observe any emotion or sensation, whether it's a racing heart, tightness, perspiration, or any other sensation, bring compassionate acceptance to whatever's here. Then shift your awareness to the lower torso. Explore sensation through the back. Tune into the area of the belly, sensing the aliveness here. And if you notice any knots or tension in the lower torso, see if you can soften those areas, letting any tension dissolve. And then allow your awareness to spread through the whole pelvic region, feeling it from the inside out. And finally, drop your focus into your legs. Sending loving kindness down the legs, bringing compassionate acceptance to any areas that might feel tender or tight. Then extend that same energy all the way down into your feet and toes. Feel your whole body relaxed, heavy, and weighted. And once again, focus your awareness on the area of your heart, meeting any strong emotions here with compassion, filling your heart up with loving kindness, letting it nourish every part of your being. And now silently repeat the following phrases in your mind. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be free from fear and anxiety. May I be at peace. And let's repeat these phrases silently one more time, allowing warm feelings of loving kindness to flood through your body. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be free from fear and anxiety. May I be at peace. Notice how it feels to open the heart and extend loving kindness to yourself. The loving kindness meditation is just one of the techniques you can practice in times of anxiety. Other strategies we've explored in this program include connecting with the present moment, pausing and practicing non-reactivity to interrupt the vicious flow of anxiety, being aware of when the mind is lost in predictions, using noting to practice non-identification, and focusing on the nature of change to strengthen your trust in the ebb and flow of life. Depending on your experience, you'll feel drawn to practice different techniques at different times to root and soothe you, so feel free to review this program over and over. And as we approach the end of the session, bring your attention back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Congratulations on completing the 7 days of calming anxiety. I hope you've enjoyed this program and continue to use these mindfulness tools when anxiety arises. Welcome to day 6 of the 7 days of calming anxiety. Start by taking a comfortable position with a tall, straight back. Let your arms rest in an easy, effortless way. Allow the shoulders to fall away from the neck. And when you're ready, close your eyes. Today we're going to explore the practice of pausing, which is one of the most effective ways of working with anxiety. We pause all the time in life, between sentences, at stoplights, in conversations. But when it comes to stress and anxiety, pausing is extremely difficult. When emotion rushes through us, it can be all-encompassing. Our instinct is to panic, run, or push it away. Each time we do this, though, we're conditioning our response system. The more strongly we react to anxiety, the more of a hold it has on us. Our reactiveness can also color exaggerate, and distort our thoughts and experiences, feeding into this cycle. Although we can't control our emotions, practicing mindfulness helps us respond to them in a calmer, healthier way. It also allows us to recondition our tendencies. The key to this pausing practice is in noticing the gap as anxiety arises. What I'm referring to is that tiny window between the time anxiety starts and the time we react to it. If we can pause for even the slightest second before anxiety sweeps us away, we're able to be more mindful about our response to it. Most of the time, this gap is unrecognizable because we react to anxiety so swiftly. So, like anything else, pausing takes practice. With that said, let's begin today's session. Take a moment to arrive, listening inward, perhaps inviting a soft smile to your lips. And take a few full, deep breaths. Inhaling deeply and releasing the breath slowly. With each breath you take, feel your whole body relax. Then let the breath resume its natural rhythm, following each inhale and watching it turn into an exhale. Concentrate all your attention on the breath as it flows in and out. Notice how each breath follows one after the other in a never-ending cycle and flow. Each time a thought or emotion arises, see if it's possible to pause for just a second to observe your experience. Observe the thought or emotion without pursuing it or rejecting it. Just note it without creating a story, without any judgment. Then, after the pause, bring your awareness back to the breath. Connect to the breath as a tool to de-escalate the rise of reactivity. Allow the breath to be your only focus. Each time your mind wanders away, gently return your focus to the breath. If you find yourself running through the same thoughts, same anxieties, pause as soon as you can to break that loop. You're not trying to change your experience. Allow thoughts and emotions into the space, but don't get swept away by them. Return to the breath and stay with it. Allow it to soothe the mind and body. And as we near the end of the session, observe how it feels to relax into the pause between moments. The more you practice pausing in meditation, the more instinctive it becomes in daily life. You can try this pausing practice the next time anxiety arises. As soon as it hits, stop and create some space by taking a few deep breaths. This way, instead of getting swept away by anxiety, pausing to breathe allows you to observe what's happening in your mind and body. And in that space, you can question your thoughts more objectively, asking yourself, are these thoughts 100% true? Might I be exaggerating, projecting, or jumping to conclusions? By pausing, we're able to view our thoughts and emotions with perspective and clarity, which helps to de-escalate our anxiety. And as you take your next breath, return your attention to the room around you, relaxing into any sounds and letting them wash through you. Then, wiggle your fingers and toes, and when you're ready, open your eyes. Congratulations for completing day 6 of the 7 days of calming anxiety. We'll see you back here tomorrow for day 7, where we'll be learning how to befriend anxiety. Welcome to day 5 of the 7 days of calming anxiety. Let's begin our practice the way we usually do, by taking a comfortable position. Rest your hands gently in your lap and close your eyes. Today we're going to look at 2 ways that tuning into physical sensation can be helpful when working with anxiety. As you know, anxiety can manifest in the body as tension, a loss of appetite, or any other number of sensations. When we have physical discomfort, our tendency is to ignore or get angry and resist our experience. But pushing away unpleasant sensations actually makes anxiety worse. What we resist persists, so working with acceptance and investigating what's happening within the body can actually alleviate our symptoms. The practice of being with whatever arises in a gentle, accepting, and compassionate way can help loosen the knots of anxiety. Not only that, meditating on physical sensation also reminds us of the nature of change. Everything in our lives is constantly changing, and this is often a source of our anxiety. So observing changing sensations within the body acclimatizes us for change in day-to-day life. If we lose our job, we trust that eventually we'll find a new one. If we experience heartbreak, we remember this too shall pass. When we begin to accept the nature of impermanence, anxiety doesn't feel as scary because we know there's a beginning and there's an ending. Now take a moment to tune inward and to help center your attention and relax the body. Take a few long, deep breaths. Each time you release the breath, let any tension you're holding melt away. Now naturally allow the breath to soften so that breathing becomes natural and easy. And we'll begin to scan the body part by part, starting with the head and face, tuning into your forehead, your eyes, your jaw, bringing your attention to all the tiny muscles in the ears and lips. Now shifting your awareness to your neck and shoulders, noticing what's here. If you notice tightness, tension, or pressure, see if you can stay with your experience, exploring what's here. Rather than resisting it or pushing it away, investigate all sensation with gentle curiosity and ride through the wave of that feeling. Bring your attention to your upper torso now, your chest and upper back. Sense the rib cage, the area of the heart, bringing a friendly attentiveness to this region, seeing what's here. Stay with whatever you notice, exploring it with acceptance and curiosity. As you observe sensation, Notice if it grows stronger. Does it shrink? Does it soften? Does it change? Now shift your awareness to your lower torso, noticing any pressure or tension in your lower back. Observing any sensations in the belly, digestion, fullness, emptiness, tightness. See if you can get nice and close, not trying to change anything, but rather seeing what's here. Now circle your awareness around the area of your hips, pelvis, and glutes. Inhaling the relaxing breath and allowing it to permeate through this region. Then drawing your awareness down the length of your arms, breathing through your upper arms, elbows, forearms, and wrists, and then into your hands and fingers. Notice if there's coolness, heat, tingling, pulsing. Observe how sensation comes and sensation goes. Be present and compassionate with everything in your experience. Then shift your focus into the legs, feeling how the legs make contact with your cushion or chair. Circle your attention all the way around the legs, noticing sensation in your upper legs, your knees, and then all the way down the legs, into the ankles, feet, and toes. And just scanning this whole lower body area, allowing sensation to be your teacher, observing where you might be storing emotion in the body. And instead of reacting to it and giving it power, just holding it gently in awareness, the way you would a flower, observing it with curiosity. And now expand your focus to include your entire body, sweeping up and sweeping down, bathing the body in awareness, sinking into its fullness and holding space for everything. And as we near the end of the session, take a moment to notice how your mind and body feel after resting in awareness. You may even want to acknowledge your brave efforts to work with anxiety in this mindful way. As we observe sensation in the body, shifting our attention from part to part, we notice how sensation changes. It may feel strong and then weaken. It may feel tight and then soften. It might feel light and then intensify. It might change quickly or take time, but we're reminded that everything changes. And like sensation, we learn to trust that thoughts will come and thoughts will go. Anxiety will arise and it will pass, bringing gentle acceptance to each moment. And as the practice finishes, wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Congratulations for completing day 5 of the 7 days of calming anxiety. We'll see you back here tomorrow for day 6, where we'll be exploring the practice of pausing. Welcome to day 4 of calming anxiety. Start by taking a comfortable position, making sure your back is straight but not stiff. Allow the chest to open and let the shoulders relax down freely. And when you're ready, let your eyes close gently. Yesterday we talked about how common it is for anxiety to be triggered by speculations about future catastrophes. We also learned that when we allow our thoughts to rise and pass away without getting caught up in their content, we break the flow of anxiety. When we don't identify with our thoughts, anxiety subsides. The more we believe them and react, the more it grows. As you may have noticed yesterday, it's easy to get carried away by our thoughts. Our tendency is to believe them regardless of how exaggerated or unlikely they are. So we pay attention to them. This is our habit. Mindfulness, however, grounds us so we're able to witness our anxious thoughts for what they are: speculations about the future. Changing how we react to our thoughts doesn't come easily. We have to repeatedly practice observing our ongoing stream of thoughts without getting pulled in by their seemingly magnetic force. They're just thoughts, so we don't identify with them. If we have a nervous thought, we note there's nervousness, and then we let it go. If we have a sad thought, we note there's sadness, and then we let it go. We can use this technique of noting to strengthen the habit of non-reactivity, so that's what we'll be practicing today. Take a moment to check in, noticing how you feel. And if there's tension in your face, begin to soften it. Unwrinkle your forehead. Soften your eyes. Relax your jaw. Let the openness of a smile spread outward from your lips. And then take a few very slow, deep breaths, breathing in and out, relaxing the body and settling into this moment. And now allow your breath to return to a natural rhythm, observing it as it draws into your body and releases. Follow the breath all the way in to the very end of the inhale, and then follow it all the way back out to its very end. Be aware of each breath you draw in and out. Now observe the quality of the breath. Is it deep or shallow? Long or short? Whatever you notice is fine. We're just observing the natural breath, not trying to modify it in any way. We're not trying to achieve anything or get anywhere. We're just bringing awareness to each moment without preference, judgment, or bias. Just observing the breath as it is. Observing the moment as it is. Following the breath as it flows in and out. Breath by breath. Moment to moment. Now let's begin the practice of noting. So each time you're drawn to a thought, mentally note it. If there's sadness, note the word sadness. If there's fear, note the word fear. Or if you prefer, you can observe what the mind is doing. You could note planning, ruminating, speculating. By doing this, you're creating room for your thoughts, inviting them into the space. Rather than running from your thoughts or pushing or pulling, you instead form a new relationship with them. One where you can be present with your thoughts without getting lost in them or paralyzed by them. Each time you note a thought, repeat the word until you feel it's sufficiently acknowledged. Then let go of your thoughts and return to the breath. Notice if your mind has drifted away, and if it has, return to the breath. Each time a thought arises, acknowledge its presence and note it, accepting each thought or emotion without making it wrong. If there's anger, let there be anger. If there's joy, let there be joy. If there's fear, let there be fear. It's when we make having fear wrong, telling ourselves we shouldn't be experiencing it, that our emotions intensify. When we observe it without adding any commentary or judgment, the fear comes and the fear goes. Whether our emotions are comfortable or uncomfortable, we treat them all the same, accepting and allowing all that arises. Continue to mentally note each thought or emotion and return to the breath. Breath after breath after breath. And now, take a moment to extend awareness to the whole body. You may notice spaciousness, an expansion, or physical sensations. Widen the scope of your attention to your whole body with an openness to this very moment, whatever that looks like. Throughout the day, feel free to continue the practice of noting. If you're aware of anxious thoughts arising, stop for a moment, close your eyes, and note them. Be present for each thought without taking it too seriously. Watch thoughts come and watch thoughts go, like passing clouds in the sky. The more you note your thoughts and emotions without identifying with them, the more they'll begin to flow through you. You'll begin to recognize thoughts as thoughts and not necessarily future predictions. You'll recognize emotions as emotions without judgment. This is when anxiety begins to dissolve. And as the practice finishes, bring your attention back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Congratulations for completing day 4 of the 7 days of calming anxiety. We'll see you back here tomorrow for day 5, where we'll explore the nature of change. Welcome to day 3 of the 7 days of calming anxiety. Let's start today's practice by taking a position that's comfortable with a straight back. Let your body settle in, rest your hands gently, and when you're ready, close your eyes. Today we're going to talk about thoughts. More specifically, we'll look at how anxiety arises when we have thoughts about what might go wrong in the future. It's easy for us to jump to conclusions, foreseeing the worst, and predicting all kinds of catastrophes that haven't happened and likely never will. The reason we do this is because we view predicting things as a way of controlling the unknown, which of course is impossible to do. Even though our worst fears rarely actualize, we still play out scenarios in our mind and believe our thoughts. We imagine embarrassments, rejections, and failures, and these thoughts send us into a tailspin of anxiety. But if we were able to put a pause on these projections, stop and observe our thoughts, identifying them as just that, thoughts, and nothing else, they lose their power. Picture yourself lying on the grass, watching the clouds above. You calmly observe the many shapes and sizes, watching them pass by freely. That's how we want to observe our thoughts, letting them come and go freely. We want to observe them with acceptance and objectivity rather than with our usual automatic knee-jerk reactions. So today, we'll work on developing the quality of non-reactivity. Take a moment to settle in. Feel the gentle pull of gravity as your body relaxes, feeling the floor beneath you, offering its support. And when you're ready, take a few long, deep breaths. Deep inhales. Slow, full exhales. Filling the body up with air and then releasing it. Then return to the natural breath and locate the area where you feel your breath most distinctly. That might be inside your nostrils or above your upper lip. It might be in your chest, your belly, or anywhere else in your body. Rest your awareness on that area where your breath feels most prominent, and tune into the sensation of the breath as it enters and leaves your body. Let go of any tension or striving. Just breathe in whatever way feels natural. The breath might be long, it might be short. Just relax into its natural rhythm. If your attention has wandered, simply acknowledge that and return to the breath. When you have thoughts, watch them pass by like clouds crossing the sky, and come back to the breath as your anchor. Tune in to that one area where you feel the breath most distinctly. Each time you breathe in, know you're breathing in. Each time you breathe out, know you're breathing out. Focus on one breath at a time, over and over. Notice where your mind is. If you observe strong thoughts arising, don't try to repress them or push them away. When we give them power, they grow stronger. So we want to just observe the thought and release it without getting carried away by it. This isn't the time to analyze. All we're here to do is still the mind and observe. Thoughts will pull on your attention, so let them come and go without reacting to them. Then come back to the breath. Try to stay with the full length of the breath, no matter what. Each time you notice your mind has wandered, bring it back in a gentle, patient way. Whether you have a happy thought or an anxious thought, treat it the same way. Don't get caught up in the emotion beneath the thought. Simply observe it arise and release it. Let it pass like a cloud crossing the sky. Then gently bring your attention back to home base, the breath. Breath after breath after breath. As we cultivate moment-to-moment awareness, we begin to notice how our anxiety is connected to our thoughts. When we learn to observe them as just that, thoughts, not reality, they're less likely to pull us into an anxious tailspin. Each thought is just a story we're telling ourselves, and most likely not as catastrophic as we believe. By learning to let thoughts arise and acknowledge them without reactivity, we interrupt the flow of anxiety, which thrives on negative projections of the future. Meditation helps us develop this ability. And as we approach the end of the session, come back to the room. Feel your feet on the floor. Hear the sounds around you. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Congratulations on completing day 3 of the 7 days of calming anxiety. We'll see you back here tomorrow for day 4, where we'll practice a technique called noting. Welcome to day 2 of calming anxiety. Today, we're going to look at how anxiety manifests in the mind and body. Start by finding a quiet place to sit where you won't be disturbed. Sit comfortably with a straight back and close your eyes. Most of us are well aware of the mind and body connection, but it's rarely as profound as when we experience anxiety and fear. When we're gripped by a fearful thought, it activates the sympathetic nervous system. This sends a signal that a threat is present, and this fight or flight reaction releases hormones and chemicals. Suddenly, we're flooded by anxious thoughts, strong emotions, and uncomfortable physical sensations. It's enough to make us feel we've lost control. Thankfully, through mindfulness, we can tune in to the mind-body connection and interrupt the vicious cycle of anxiety. As soon as we notice we're caught in it, we can stop, close our eyes, take a few deep breaths, and tune into the body. Dropping into the breath and the body grounds us in the present moment. Here, we're better able to observe our emotions and thoughts, and we can see how they manifest in the body as physical sensation. That tension in your back, that knot in your belly, sweating or heart palpitations. Tuning into how anxiety manifests as physical sensation helps us become more aware of the interconnectedness of our being and offers us a direct way to work with anxiety. So for today's practice, we're going to explore the mind-body connection. Bring your attention inward to the breath. Take a deep inhalation and a long exhalation. Look to the breath as a healing tool to create space in your mind and relax your body. With each breath you take, let your body begin to feel more and more at ease. Now allow the breath to resume its natural rhythm, letting it become light and easy. Follow the natural breath as it flows in and out. There's nothing else to do, nowhere else to be. Just relax into this moment. As you become still, take a moment to notice how you feel. Checking in with your overall energy and mental state. Observing your emotions and the state of your heart. However you feel in this moment is perfectly fine. There's no need to change, fix, or solve anything. We're simply tuning in and noticing. Now, let's shift our focus to the body, starting with the crown of the head and skull. Noticing any contraction in the temples, any tightness or tension, or any other sensations. Scan your face, soften the forehead. Notice what's here. If there's tension in the jaw, see if you can relax it. Letting the breath sweep through the front and back of the throat. Observing any sensations through the neck and into the shoulders. Perhaps shifting your awareness from one shoulder to the other, sensing if there are any particular areas of tightness or tension. And if there are, breathe into those areas, letting there be a softening. Feeling into the length of your arms, allowing the breath to sweep through them. All the way into your wrists, hands, and fingers. Notice any tingling or pulsing through this region. Feeling the area of your chest now as it expands and contracts. Not trying to change anything, just greeting whatever sensations are here with curiosity. And dropping into the belly, where we often hold emotion. So you may notice some knots or tension here. And if so, see if tuning into that area helps it dissolve. And continue to scan down the body, into the pelvic region, really rooting into your seat, perhaps feeling some heaviness or pressure here. And then allow the breath to sweep through your legs, down your thighs and your calves, noticing all the sensations here. Maybe heat or coolness, prickling or itching. Whatever you notice or don't notice is fine. And extending your focus into your ankles, feet, and toes. Noticing all sensation here as the breath extends through the body. And then expand your awareness to your whole body, bathing in the soothing breath, relaxing into this time, this place, this moment. And you might take a moment to notice how it feels to relax in the present, being open to this moment, whatever it looks like. And as we come to the end of the session, come back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes, and when you're ready, open your eyes. Congratulations on completing day 2 of the 7 days of calming anxiety. It's not always easy to carve out time in our lives to practice, but the more frequently we tune into the present during neutral times, the more we're able to strengthen our ability to connect with the mind and body during times of anxiety. When we connect to our breath and sensation, we can better ground ourselves and view our anxious thoughts with less reactivity. And on that note, we'll be delving into the topic of non-reactivity tomorrow. Move through the rest of your day with peace and ease, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for day 3. Welcome to the 7 Days of Calming Anxiety, a program designed to ease anxious thoughts. Begin by taking a comfortable position. Hold your back nice and tall, taking a posture that allows the breath to flow easily without constriction. Rest your hands effortlessly in your lap. And when you're ready, close your eyes. Worry and anxiety affect all of us, especially during times of pressure. In fact, tens of millions of people suffer from anxiety. It's one of the most common mental health issues in the world, so if you experience it, know you're not alone. Anxiety makes people feel nervous, tense, and overwhelmed. It evokes emotions such as worry, agitation, and distress. It's felt in the mind as well as the body. It manifests in many ways. Anxiety is caused by our biology and genetic predisposition, as well as our views, coping mechanisms, and stress. It's often a response to future concerns, but people don't actually need to have awareness of an exact cause to experience it. The mind can become anxious even without an identifiable fear. Fortunately, mindfulness and meditation practices are extremely effective in alleviating anxiety. Over the next 7 days, we'll explore the value of getting present and learn how to respond to anxiety in a healthier way. We'll learn ways to soften our reactivity and practice techniques like noting and pausing. We'll also explore the nature of change and how to befriend anxiety rather than run from it. For our first practice, we'll start with a simple breathing exercise. Focusing the mind on the breath or the body helps connect us to the present moment. This is useful in times of anxiety because when we're focused on the here and now, we aren't fixating on the past or future concerns. Focusing on the present moment offers our mind a break from being preoccupied and reacting to the content of our thoughts. It also gives us a chance to step back from the spiral of worry to observe what's happening with a calmer mind. Let's start the session by taking a few long, deep breaths. Let any thoughts or concerns fade into the background, and allow the full length of your body to relax. With each breath you take, begin to feel more and more at ease. Then relax the breath, returning to a natural rhythm. And begin to follow the movement of each breath as it draws in and out. Observing each inhale and each exhale as it connects you to this very moment. Now let's shift our attention to the body, scanning it from head to toe. We'll start with the top of your head, not looking for anything in particular, just noticing sensation here. Bring your awareness to your face. Soften the eyes. Relax the forehead and the jaw. And you might even notice sensations on the inside of the mouth and lips. Then extending your focus down your neck, softening the front and back of the throat. Then breathe into the shoulders. And if there's any tension or tightness, if it's possible, allow it to soften. Focus on the sensations here and use the breath to connect you to the present moment. And then notice any sensations in the arms. There may be tingling or pulsing, heat or coolness. You may not notice any sensation at all. Just accept whatever your present moment experiences. Then extend your awareness down the arms, towards the wrists, hands, and fingers. Use the breath to sharpen your focus on all the sensation here. And see if you can feel an openness in the chest now. Observe the lungs expanding and contracting, filling up with air and then releasing. Then drop your focus into your abdomen. It's common to hold emotions here, so notice if there's any tightness or discomfort. And if so, see if extending the breath into this area creates a softening. Then bring your awareness to the length of your back, not judging anything in your experience, just noticing whatever's here. Strong sensation, subtle sensation, no sensation. Bring your awareness to the pelvis, noticing any points of contact and support with your cushion or chair. Then tuning into the length of the legs, filling the legs up with the breath. Bringing attention to each detail. Direct your awareness down your thighs, into the knees, the calves and shins. Then the ankles, feet, and toes. And then just being open to everything in your present experience. Observing the weight of your body, the temperature of the room, any sounds around you. Connect to everything in this very moment. And now, notice how it feels to rest your mind in present moment awareness. When we focus our attention on the breath or the body, we offer our minds a chance to slow down and gain perspective. Mindfulness helps create space, so we're able to be less reactive to the content of our thoughts. That's part of why it's so useful in alleviating anxiety. And as we come to the end of the session, come back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes, and when you're ready, open your eyes. Congratulations on completing day 1 of the 7 days of calming anxiety. We'll see you back here tomorrow for day 2, where we'll focus on the mind and body connection. Welcome to this 30-minute guided body scan. To start, find a quiet spot. Sit comfortably on a cushion or chair and close your eyes. Rest your hands gently on your knees or cup them softly in your lap. Keep your upper body straight, tall like a mountain. Relax your neck and shoulders. Feel your face soften. And as you begin to settle, feel the length of your body become heavy and relaxed. And now bringing your attention inward. Just notice if you're carrying any tension or tightness in your body. If you notice any, take a deep breath in and a full breath out to help it soften. And continue to take a few full, deep breaths, allowing the relaxing sensation of the breath to transition you from wherever you were a few moments ago to where you are right now. There's nothing else to do, nowhere else to be. Settle into this time, this place, this moment. And just allow the breath to settle into a natural rhythm. And follow it closely as it enters and leaves your body. Follow the calming breath, the soothing breath, the breath that connects the mind and body. As the breath flows in, follow it in. Follow it all the way to its end. And then notice the inhale change into an exhale. And as the breath flows out, follow it all the way to its completion. And if your mind has wandered, gently bring it back. And we'll begin scanning the body part by part, noticing all sensation. And if at any time your attention wanders, gently, patiently, come back to your body and the sound of my voice. Start by bringing your attention to your head and scalp, feeling whatever's happening in this area. You might feel tingling or heat, throbbing or soft vibration. There may be strong sensation, or you might not feel much at all. The specifics of what you notice aren't important. All that matters is you experience whatever is there. Now lower your attention to your forehead and face, observing sensation in this whole region. Scanning your eyes, your nose, your cheeks, your lips. And if you notice yourself furrowing your brow, try to relax that area. Allow all the muscles in your face to soften. Let your awareness spread to your jaw, where we store tension through the day. Feel into what's here and observe any sensation that's present. Notice any tightness or heaviness or pressure or anything that you may be holding. Breathing in, soften this region. Breathing out, let all tension release. Notice any sensation in your ears and temples now. Any throbbing or tightness, any heat or coolness. And simply be aware of whatever is present. Let this region become the focus of your attention for just this moment. And now lower your focus to the neck, letting the throat and sides and back of the neck soften. Feel the temperature of the air around the neck, any coolness or warmth. And if you notice any tension here, see if you can allow it to gently relax. And if that doesn't feel possible, simply notice what's there and let it be. And now take a long, deep breath and bring your attention to the area of your shoulders. Observe your right shoulder and then your left shoulder, Explore this area, just seeing what's here. You might notice the sensation of clothes on your skin. You might notice tightness or tension, or you might not feel much in this region at all. And again, whatever you observe is perfectly fine. You might notice that some sensations will come and go. Strong sensations may become subtle, and subtle sensations may become strong. Try not to judge any sensations you feel. Just bring your awareness to this area. And you might find that's enough to allow tightness to relax. Now bring your attention to your arms, focusing on one arm at a time. Scan through the length of your right arm, noticing any sensations that are here. You might observe coolness or heat, tingling or pressure. Observe any sensations that arise on the surface of the skin or deeper within. And slowly extend your awareness down the right arm towards the wrist, palm, and fingers. Notice all sensations here. You may observe moisture, dryness, heat, or coolness. Observe the sensation in all 5 fingers, scanning this area with as much detail as possible. Follow your fingers all the way to the tips, breathing in, seeing what's here, and relaxing into stillness. Shift your attention to your left arm now. There might be a variety of sensations here, so tune into all of it, subtle or strong. Not making any sensation right, not making any sensation wrong, just noticing what is and allowing. On your next exhale, allow your arm to soften. And extend your awareness down the left arm towards the wrist, palm, and fingers. Notice the front and back of the palm. Observe each finger individually, part by part. Expand your awareness to the skin, noting any vibrations or tingling or pulsing. Observe the fingers all the way down to their tips, as well as the thumb. Direct your breath into this area, scanning the wrist, hand, and fingers, and relaxing into stillness. And when you're ready, come to the chest and torso, observing the rise and fall of each breath. Feel the lungs expand and contract, expand and contract. Feel into the diaphragm, experiencing what's here. Just spending a few moments in this region. Now move your focus around to your abdomen, noticing its rise and fall as you breathe. Observe your belly expanding, filling up with air. And on the exhale, slowly emptying. Notice its rise and fall as it fills up and deflates. And bring awareness to any sensations or emotions you're holding in your stomach. There may be anxiousness or restlessness, or perhaps there's a feeling of calm relaxation. Maybe there's heaviness or lightness, hunger or fullness. Observe any sensations that arise and allow them to be. And direct your attention to the top of your back now, experiencing whatever is there. And keep in mind, we aren't looking for any particular sensation. We aren't looking for a relaxed, peaceful sensation or a strong, gross sensation. If you feel tension, just observe the tension. If you feel an itch, observe the itch. If you feel nothing, let that be okay. Simply notice. And you might notice some intensity, as this is an area where we commonly hold stress. If that's the case, see if you can direct the breath to that area. Sometimes when we notice tension, the mere act of tuning in allows it to soften. Sometimes sensations will intensify, other times they'll change. All sensations are impermanent, both pleasant and unpleasant. Breathe in, fully noticing what's here. Breathe out, allowing everything to be. And slowly lower your attention to your middle and lower back. Notice any sensations in your muscles and spine. Explore this area with a sense of curiosity, feeling into what's here. And if you don't notice anything at all, then just tune into what it's like not to experience any sensation in this area. If you notice any tension or warmth or discomfort, just observe what's there and see if it softens. Allow any tension or pressure to release and let go. And now move your awareness to your hips, bringing your attention from one hip to the other. Feeling into the bones and any sensations you might experience on the surface of the skin. Try not to judge the sensations you feel. Don't label them as good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant. We're simply being with whatever is here. And then lower your attention to the pelvis and groin. Notice where your body makes contact with the ground or your chair. There may be hardness, softness, pain, or tingling, a calm sensation or relaxing sensation. You're not trying to change what's going on or get anywhere. Just see if you can hold whatever's happening in awareness, observing things exactly as they are. And now move your attention to the legs, scanning one leg at a time. First, bringing your focus to the top of your right leg. Observe your thigh and where it makes contact with your cushion or chair. Notice the weight of your thigh, feeling into the muscles. Circle your attention gently around your right thigh, noticing if there's any tightness or pressure. If there is, direct some deep breaths into this area, accepting whatever is here. And then let go and allow whatever is being experienced to be. And drop your attention to the right knee, shin, and calf. Observe what's here, experiencing sensations on the surface of the skin and deeper within. Feel into this region all the way through to the bones. And if it's possible, let your legs soften and tensions release. Lower your attention into your right ankle now, feeling any sensations that are here. Wrap your awareness around the right ankle. And once you've explored what's there, bring your awareness to the top of your right foot. And notice any sensations here, just allowing for your experience. And shift your attention to your sole and heel, feeling sensation in the bottom of the foot. You might observe where it makes contact with the floor. And then direct your focus to the toes, noticing each individual toe, relaxing into gentle awareness. And scan the top of your left leg now, directing your breath around the area of your thigh, letting it be as relaxed as possible, accepting all sensation or lack of sensation that you feel in this moment as you are right now. Direct your awareness to your left knee, shin, and calf. Notice any tension or pressure, any coolness or warmth. You're not judging any sensations. You're just mindfully taking into account your experience. Direct your breath into the lower leg region, and if it's possible, allow the leg to relax and soften. Lower your attention to your left ankle now, feeling anything that's present. And wrap your attention around the top of your foot and notice the sensations here. If you feel tingling, observe the tingling. If you feel nothing, let that be okay. Simply notice. And then shift your focus to the bottom of your foot, your sole, and heel. Notice where your heel makes contact with the floor, observing any pressure or numbness or anything at all. We're viewing all sensations as they are, non-objectively, without preference. And finally, bring your attention to the toes of your left foot, observing all sensation with curiosity. Sinking into a state of relaxed awareness. And once you've scanned all the regions of the body, expand your focus to the body as a whole. Sweep your attention through its entirety, scanning from the tips of your toes to the top of your head, and then back down from the head all the way down to the toes. Sweep your attention up from the toes to the top of the head, and then once again back down from the head all the way to the toes. And now, settle into the stillness that comes from concentrating your focus on one part of the body at a time, part by part. And gently return your attention to the natural breath. Breathing in, observe how the whole body expands. Breathing out, observe how the whole body contracts. Breath by breath, moment by moment. And as the practice finishes, take a moment to acknowledge your efforts today, appreciating that you've taken time to connect with your body, widening your capacity of acceptance and peace of mind. And when you're ready, gently wiggle your fingers and toes and bring your attention back to the room. Then slowly open your eyes. Enjoy this relaxed state of stillness and take it with you into the day.